All right, you guys, I'm on a hike, but I wanted to make this video. So if this video right here is for anyone who finds himself in a rat race, trying to get it all done, trying to do the emails, trying to do this, trying to run around, start new businesses, do everything in your will to get to the thing that God put in your heart, understand that you don't have to do too much. You could calm down and let God take the wheel. Let's talk about why. So this weekend, I got a chance to revisit the David story, not once, but like 2 times, and from 2 different teachers. And what stood out to me was, so let's talk about David really quickly. David was one of 8 boys. His brothers were soldiers, warriors. He was the only boy who was there to actually tend to the sheep, right? And so David's job while his brothers were at war to tend to the sheep. He learned how to play an instrument, like something kind of like the harp. He also would like wrestle any animals that came to be harmful towards the sheep, and that was David's job. So looking at all of his brothers and then looking at him, he basically was at the bottom of the scale, right? But here's the thing that I want to point out. Number 1, we're going to talk about how David served where he was and the attitude or the posture that he had. And number 2, how even though his dad didn't even see how great he was, that Samuel, when he came to the home, still looked for him and he seeked him out, even though David was nowhere in sight. When you are marked by God, it doesn't matter if no one can see you. When God calls you out, you will come out, and it will be from those very things that you thought were just little things, right? So let's get into the first thing, which was how he waited. So thinking about like how he waited on his blessing, right? So imagine, like, you know how sometimes when we're like waiting to transition from one stage of our life into the next part, right, it can be frustrating. Like if you had like maybe a job you felt like you weren't getting paid enough and you're looking for a job where you want to get more, you get frustrated to the point where you show up at that job with the attitude, being rude to people, whatever it is, it starts to like weigh in on our attitude, right? Now imagine if David did that, right? Because David's job was to watch the sheep, right? And the sheep, sorry, I'm in nature, so bugs are flying on me. To watch the sheep, number 1. And number 2, he had to go out and fetch lunch for his brothers. Imagine if he had the attitude, like, I'm not about to bring my brothers no lunch. Like, they all out there, they grown men, they could do it themselves. I'm tired of doing the little job. I'm tired of doing the job like a little servant boy, little servant girl. I'm not that type of person. I'm tired of this. Imagine if he would have had that attitude where God had asked him to serve. Imagine if he never brought the lunch to his brothers. He never went out in the field. We wouldn't never know who David was. And so David's attitude wherever he waited was to just be joyful, to be encouraged wherever he was. And so wherever you are, whatever job you in, whatever state you in, whatever it is that you're going through right now, is to number 1, be content with where you are, because in the moments of wherever we are before we get to that, we need every single thing from there. David used every single tool that he got from the instrument that he played. He used that actually gave him access into the king's home, because we'll talk about that in another video. Basically, the king ended up calling him in and asked him to play the very instrument that he did in order to keep like the negative spirits and things away, right? That he was being tormented by. So the very things that David did out in the nature, out in the wilderness, right, was the same thing that got him access to the kingdom. So it's crazy, right? And then what was the second thing I talked about? So the way that he waited, number 1. And the second thing was is that when God calls you out, there's nothing that can stop you, right? So when Samuel came to anoint the king, David, out of all the sons, was nowhere around. And Jesse, which was David's father, he produced all his other brothers. He presented them all. He was like, here's this brother, here's this one, here's that one, here's this one, here's that one. And Samuel proceeded to say, none of these are who I came for. Do you have any more? And that is the same thing that God will do. God will put you from the back to the front, where you thought you was in hiding, right? It's so frustrating. It's like, oh, I'm in hiding, nobody sees me. But low-key, God is like cultivating those skills. And then when he says it's time, the king or whoever it is for your next position, you won't be overlooked. There's no way that you could be too low-key. There's no way that you could be too off the map. When God says it's time for you to elevate, you're going to elevate. And so I wanted to share that because, you know, for me, I've been having a hard time of trying to do so much. You know, if you guys watch my channel, you guys know I love to help people in many different ways that you're not even gonna go down that But what I realized is that I need to slow down, and that's really the reason why I'm out here today. Is like, I need to slow down from saying yes to everybody. I need to slow down from going everywhere. I need to slow down from doing so many things. I need to focus on the things that God gave me to tend to. And when I focus on the thing God gave me to tend to, when those things are cultivated, God will then call me out of those things to use my tools to serve in another space and open those doors. And so that's why I wanted to make this video today, because if you've been trying to get 10 jobs, if you've been trying to start 10 businesses, if you've been trying to, I don't know what you've been trying to do, because I know I've been doing a lot. That's what I will say. Whatever you're trying to do, just focus on what God told you to do, and those same things will elevate you. So that was just the topic I want to drop for today. I want to keep hiking because I don't want to be in the back. No, but I want to get a sweat in. But I just wanted to drop this video for today. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. But seriously, wherever you are, I don't care if you're working at McDonald's right now, do it with joy, because that same attitude might take you into sales. You might learn how to serve people in a positive way, which takes you into sales. And sales might take you to creating your own product. Your own product might take you around the world. You don't know. So the attitude that you have while serving and learning is the most critical and crucial part that you can have for your success. So again, y'all, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.